Some of the kids you are about to see have been given riches on a platter of gold, while others have had to work their way to the top. Regardless of how they got there, these are the youngest billionaires in the world, and they control a massive amount of wealth. In this video, we will be focusing on billionaires that are 30 and under. Ryan Breslow. Starting off this list is the American-born billionaire Ryan Breslow. Unlike some of the young billionaires we will be looking at, he wasn't born with a silver spoon, but he made sure he was going to eat with one. The 29-year-old entrepreneur has a net worth of $1.1 billion. He has managed to go from being a scholarship recipient to being a billionaire. Let's take a look at how he achieved this. It all started when he was a computer science student at Stanford. He started showing interest in digital currency, and fortunately for him, he and his classmate began to develop a digital wallet that would allow Bitcoin to be used for routine transactions. Although things didn't go as planned, his classmate and investor backed out of it. He dropped out of school and continued working on the wallet. Soon after, his attention shifted to creating software that would provide one-click purchases for consumers and process transactions for retailers. Then came Bolt. He got his breakthrough from Bolt, and since then he has been thriving. After he and 9 other people developed the Bolt software in his dorm room, he became the company's CEO after the software launched. 3 years after its official launch in 2016, Bolt landed a spot in the Forbes FinTech 50 in 2019, and in 2021, the software went further to claim the number 64 spot on the Inc. 5000. The company excelled, and from the company, the Conscious Culture Playbook was born. The playbook is an alternative to a traditional employee handbook that brings mindfulness principles together with standards for performance and execution. The playbook's website, conscious.org, was launched in 2021 to make the playbook freely available to other companies and startups. And when he isn't busy making money, he loves to dance. He was inspired to start The Movement by his passion for dance. The Movement is a nonprofit that provides free dance classes to make dance widely accessible. It was first made available in Miami, then in New York and Los Angeles. Additionally, he enjoys yoga and meditation. His work over the years earned him the #1 spot on the FinTech list of the top 10 FinTech innovators under 30 in the year 2020. He was also named Entrepreneur of the Year, Northern California in 2021, and a Forbes Retail and E-commerce All-Star in 2022. He is ranked the 2,493rd richest person in the world today. This is not shocking, seeing that he was able to raise $1.3 billion for Bolt, including $355 million in January 2022, which valued the company at $11 billion. His business has grown so much that as of 2022, the company that started with 10 people already had 800 employees. The company has also attracted investors like BlackRock, General Atlantic, and SAP. He currently holds the positions of co-founder and chairman of Bolt, a one-click checkout technology company, co-founder of Eco, co-founder of the dance nonprofit The Movement, co-founder of Love, a crypto-pharmaceutical startup. A self-made billionaire is something we love to say. The Andresen sisters. Next on the list are the Norwegian heiresses Katarina and Alexandra Andresen. Thanks to their father's generosity with his money, they both have a net worth of $1.6 billion. Their net worth is largely attributed to the fact that their father transferred 42.2% ownership stakes each to Katarina and her sister Alexandra in 2007. Their wealthy father, Johan H. Andresen Jr., is an investor and industrialist who owns the Ford Company, a portion of which was given to the Andresen sisters. He was the CEO from 1998 to 2012, and since 2012, he has served as the board chairman. With a net worth of more than $3.27 billion, Andresen is listed as the 5th richest person in Norway in the magazine Capital's list of the 400 wealthiest people. Although the father still runs the company and controls 70% of the votes via a dual-class share structure, the sisters are still covered financially. The Ford Company, which translates to Journey in English, owns a portfolio of real estate, as well as companies in the financial and industrial sectors. Additionally, the group holds a number of venture and private equity investments. The company also owns a stake in a number of ventures, including Ford Capital and Ford Invest, a Norwegian investor in both public and private companies that makes investments based on those entities' balance sheets. Additionally, there is a Ford External Managers, a fund of funds that invests in mutual funds, hedge funds, and private equity funds. Ford Real Estate estate isn't left out, as it manages approximately 70,000 square meters of real estate. Among other things, Ferd's portfolio includes private holdings in Swix. Swix is a Norwegian manufacturer of winter sports gear, with its main office in Lillehammer. The range of products by Swix includes ski wax, ski poles, and sportswear. The company also has holdings in Elopak, a Norwegian company that produces gable-top aseptic cartons for milk and other liquids. Johan Henrik Andresen and Christian August Johansson established the business in 1957 as a Pure-Pak licensee in Europe. Apart from Elopak, Aibel is also included in their portfolio. It is a service provider for the offshore wind, oil, and gas sectors of the economy. The business offers engineering, construction, modifications, and maintenance through the course of a project. There are a handful of others in which Ferd's portfolio has private holdings. Seeing that the company Ferd runs hedge funds, it is an active investor in the Nordic Stock Exchange and has private equity investments. It is no wonder that the sisters have landed a position on this list. Katarina has managed to land herself at number 1,856 on the Forbes list of billionaires in the world today. 3 years ago, she was the third youngest billionaire on the Forbes list, but as of now, she is the 9th youngest billionaire on the list. Apart from her inheritance, she also works as a sustainability officer at an Oslo-based construction firm, while her sister Alexandra has developed herself in dressage riding. Alexandra is a 3-time junior Norwegian champion in dressage riding and helms. She has also ventured into modeling. She has modeled several times for the equestrian clothing company Kingsland. Alexandra has been engaged to American car racer Colin Thompson since January 2023. The 27-year-old was previously the youngest billionaire on the Forbes list as of 2016, and she went on to hold that record for 3 consecutive years before losing the spot. She was 19 at the time she first got her name on the Forbes list of billionaires. Years have passed, and she currently ranks number 1,856 on the Forbes list of billionaires and number 6 on the list of the youngest billionaires. Wang Zhelong, the 27-year-old billionaire, lands a spot on the list with $1.2 billion to his name. Just like most people on this list, his riches were handed to him on a platter of gold. The China-born billionaire ranks number 2,411 on the Forbes billionaires list and number 7 on the list of the youngest billionaires in the world. It is expected that a Chinese person will be on the list, since the country has the second highest number of billionaires in the world. At the time of his entry, he was the only Asian on the list, but now he is joined by 2 others. Now, the question would be, who is this young billionaire? Seeing that he has no social media presence at all, let's get to it. Well, looking at his background, he is from the city of Jiaozhou in the province of Henan, China. It is impressive that the youngest billionaire in China is from that province, because it is one of the lesser-known parts of the country. Wang's stake in the Chinese company CNNC, Huayuan Titanium Dioxide Company, listed on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange, has made him one of the richest kids in Asia. If you are wondering what this company does, CNNC Huayuan Titanium Dioxide Company is into the production of titanium dioxide in China. The main activities of the Chinese company are the development, production, and distribution of rutile titanium dioxide and iron oxide pigments. The company's titanium dioxide is used in a variety of industries, including coatings, plastics, rubber, ink, chemical fibers, paper, cosmetics, and others. Iron oxide pigments from this company are used in a variety of industries, including those that produce paper, plastics, ceramics, coatings, inks, and magnetic recording materials. The business sells its goods both domestically and abroad. The billionaire also owns stock in Lohmann Billions Group, one of the top 3 producers of titanium dioxide pigments with the highest performance level. Lohmann Billions Group has 6 locations where titanium dioxide pigment is produced, including 3 intermediate titanium dioxide calciner discharge plants, 2 intermediate titanium dioxide plants, and 3 sulfate process plants. On July 7, 2021, Lohmann Billions changed its name to LB Group. He made his first entry to this billionaire list in 2020, and his net worth has been at a steady high point until 2023 when it saw a drop. He was featured as one of the 12 billionaires in Forbes' exclusive The World's Youngest Billionaires 2022 12 under the age 30 list. He was ranked 4th on the list. Thanks to his stake in both companies, he accounts for one of the 495 billionaires that hail from China. He sure loves to keep his profile very low, as there is little digital print of him on the internet, but some sources have claimed that the 27-year-old is married and is still still living in the city of Jiaozhuo. All the way from China, we are going to Italy for the next set of billionaires. Leonardo Maria and Luca Del Vecchio. The Del Vecchio brothers each have a spot on this list due to the 12.5% stake they each have in their late dad's company. They both rank at number 733 on the Forbes real-time list of billionaires, with $4 billion to their names. The duo inherited stakes in their dad's company, Delphin, along with their other siblings. The name may not ring a bell, but the company has stakes in companies like EssilorLuxottica. The company is an Italian-based eyewear conglomerate. It is basically the largest eyewear company in the world. 62 years ago, their father, the late Leonardo Del Vecchio, founded the company Luxottica. In 2017, the company merged with Essilor, a French company that designs, manufactures, and markets lenses to correct or protect eyesight. Delphin also owns shares in Insurer Generale, Italy's biggest insurance company, banks like Mediobanca and Unicredit, and real estate developer Covivio, a French real estate company. The eyewear company is the most famous among all these. The company has been the creative genius behind some of the famous brands we know, like Ray-Ban. The company has two arms. The first focuses on manufacturing and wholesale distribution, followed by retail distribution. The house brands under EssilorLuxottica include Vogue Eyewear, Persol, Ray-Ban, etc. EssilorLuxottica also makes eyewear under license for designer labels like Giorgio Armani, Bulgari, Michael Kors, Miu Miu, Ralph Lauren, Versace, and the list goes on and on. We can say they have no worries about the financial state of the company because, as of now, the company's revenue and profit are $25.7 billion and $2.3 billion respectively. Luca Del Vecchio is the younger sibling and is 21. He is the son of the former head of investor relations for the company and the ex-wife of the founder. Since almost all his siblings are older, he definitely has a shot at striking a balance between the older and newer generations of customers. While his older brother, Leonardo Maria, is one of the two heirs of the father who works for the company. Well, that is not the only thing that they do not have in common. Leonardo and Luca don't share the same mother. Leonardo's mother, Nicoletta Zampillo, was the last wife of Del Vecchio before his death, and she also became a billionaire as a result of this. She is entitled to a 12.5% stake in the company and also ranks 733rd on the Forbes real-time list of billionaires. The 28-year-old is currently EssilorLuxottica's chief strategy officer. It is expected that he is part of the team that keeps the business growing. After all, he has shown that he is more than capable of handling things. Apart from his role as the chief strategy officer, he is also the CEO of eyeglass retailer Salmoiraghi e Vigano, which EssilorLuxottica acquired for an undisclosed amount in 2016. Before his role at the company, he earned a Bachelor of Business Administration degree from Bocconi University. Given their number 818 spot on the Forbes list of billionaires, these siblings' finances have been sorted out. Moving on to the next on the list, just like most of the individuals on the list, his wealth was handed to him on a platter of gold. Kevin David Lehman. The 20-year-old billionaire comes in next on this list. The German billionaire is one of the youngest billionaires in Europe, with a net worth of $2.7 billion. His net worth has given him the number 1,160 spot on the Forbes list of billionaires in real time, and also the second spot on the list of the youngest billionaires. He was initially the youngest billionaire as of 2021, but he has been overthrown by two new entrants. His wealth can be traced to his family's ownership of a drugstore chain based in Germany. Drogeriemarkt, popularly known as DM, is a drugstore that has a sales volume of about 13.6 billion euros and over 70,000 staff. DM has been one of the biggest drugstore chains in Germany since 2010, so it's no wonder the store raked in 9.92 billion euros in the 2021-2022 financial year. The store has over 2,000 branches in Germany alone, and it has also expanded its reach to countries outside the country and beyond Europe. The business has subgroups in Central and Eastern Europe, but the German group is not involved with them. They are only involved with businesses outside of Europe, and as a result, the company has managed to penetrate China, and with their large population, the business will definitely thrive. Since his entry to the Forbes list, although he is still one of the richest kids ever, his net worth has seen a drop as the years have gone by. He came in with $3.3 billion to his name. Now he is worth $2.7 billion. Although little to nothing is known about him and his father, sources claim that his father Gunther invested in DM some years ago and transferred ownership ownership of his stake to his son in 2017. The stake is said to be 50% of the DM drugstore. Kevin wasn't given access to the funds as of 2017 because he was still 14 years old. As soon as he was of legal age, his wealth was transferred from being managed by a trustee to his custody. As a result of this, he was ranked number 1 in the exclusive Forbes list of the world's youngest billionaires 2022, 12 under age 30. Although he has come of age, he and his father are not involved in the running of the business. Well, they don't have to, as their money is steadily increasing. For a company that brings in over $14 billion in annual revenue, it will take a lot for Kevin's net worth to be drastically affected. The 21-year-old lives a low-key life, but maybe one day he will come to the limelight and be involved in the running of the company. Well, for now, all I know is that the kid has been offered a luxurious life on a platter of gold. The next billionaires, too, have access to inherited wealth, but theirs was rather unexpected. Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-min. Joining the Andresen sisters, these sisters have earned an entry on this list with a net worth of $1.3 billion each. They became billionaires after the death of their father in 2022. Their father, Kim Jong-ju, popularly known as Jae Kim, was the founder of Korea's largest gaming company, Nexon. Until his passing, he served as the chairman and CEO of NXC Corporation, the holding company for Nexon, and a partner at the venture capital firm Collaborative Fund in New York. The Nexon company is a leader in the gaming industry and has spread its reach across different parts of the world, like South Korea, the United States, Taiwan, and Thailand. They are responsible for publishing some of the popular games we know, like MapleStory, Dungeon and Fighter, Sudden Attack, and Kart Rider. His death meant that his children were going to inherit the bulk of his stake in the company. Each of them owns 31% of his stake in NXC, which is the largest shareholder in online gaming giant Nexon. At the time of his death at the end of February 2022, he was the third richest person in the country, with an estimated net worth of $10.7 billion. Before then, Forbes ranked Kim as South Korea's 11th richest person, with an estimated net worth of $1.6 billion. By the end of 2018, he was ranked 5th, with a net worth estimated at $7.1 billion. Well, their father is not the only rich parent they have. Their mother is currently the 11th richest person in Korea, and number 1,156 in the world today, according to Forbes. Their mother, Yoo Jung-hyun, just like her kids, has a 14% stake in online gaming giant Nexon through NXC, and a net worth of $2.7 billion. Although not much is known about the children, one thing that is sure is that they are not involved in the running of the business. I mean, they are quite young, and the passing of their father was a shock to them. Regardless of that, the investor claimed that while they each hold stakes in Nexon, the eldest Kim previously stated that his children would not be handed control of the company after his death. Instead, in order to uphold the company's culture of fairness and transparency, management control will reportedly be given to seasoned employees. But in their absence, the mother is very much involved in the dealings of the business, as she has been a worker in the company since 1995. She has been serving as their statutory auditor since 2010. The sisters may not be running the business, but hopefully they will take after their father's charitable ways with their billions. The children made their debut on the Forbes list of billionaires in 2023, ranking at number 1,725. The older sister is Jung-min, who is just 21 years old, while her younger sister is 19, making her the joint youngest billionaire in the world. Neither of them are married, and both live a quiet life. Clemente Del Vecchio, a net worth of $4 billion, is good enough to put him on this list. The 19-year-old, who is the joint youngest billionaire in the world, is the joint heir to his father's company, Delphin. The death of his father in 2022 quickly changed his status to that of a billionaire. Just like his siblings, he is entitled to a 12.5% stake in his father's Luxembourg-based holding company, Delphin, along with 6 of his siblings. He ranked number 818 on the Forbes list of billionaires in 2023, and he is currently number 733 in the world today. He made his first entry on the Forbes list of billionaires after inheriting his share of his father's fortune in 2022. He was 18 when this happened, making him the youngest billionaire in the world. He currently holds the record along with Kim. Although he is not involved in the operations of the business, unlike some of his older siblings, his mother used to have a position in the company. She was the ex-wife of Leonardo Del Vecchio, and in the course of their marriage, she held the position of head of investor relations. The Delphin company, as we have seen in the course of this video, owns shares in Essilor Luxottica, insurer General Generali, banks Mediobanca and Unicredit, and real estate developer Covivio. The company ranks number 262 on the Forbes Global 2000 list that was published in 2023. The Italian kid is one of the richest billionaires in Europe, and it might stay that way for a long time, seeing that his father's company is capable of bringing in $25.7 billion in revenue in a year. That's just crazy. Not only that, the eyewear company that Delphin holds shares in has $64.6 billion in assets and $2.3 billion in profit as of 2023. Just like his siblings and most of the kids on this list, he keeps a low profile too. Maybe someday he will be in the public's eye because of his crucial role in his father's company. Well, Clemente Del Vecchio is the last of the billionaires under the age of 30. Having looked at all these billionaires who are 30 and under, let's take a quick look at their counterparts who are just slightly older. I mean, they are young too, just not as young. We're moving on to the next group of billionaires, who are all 30 years of age. The 30-year-olds. Kicking off this list is Michal Strenad, the CEO and owner of Czechoslovak Group, otherwise known as CSG. The Czech billionaire is ranked number 1,516 on the Forbes list of billionaires published in 2023. He has a net worth of $2 billion to his name. Despite the fact that he took over the business from his father in 2018, he has been actively involved in its operations since he was 12 years old. The company is an industrial holding company that manufactures a variety of products, including active radars, special army trucks, and ammunition. It is also the fourth largest producer of ammunition in the EU and has historically been one of the major producers in the European defense sector. CSG also owns Prime, a renowned watchmaker from the Czech Republic. The company owns shares in approximately 100 companies, the majority of which are based in the Czech Republic and Slovakia. This includes the majority stake in the Kopčanica-based automaker Tatra Trucks. The CEO loves cars a lot, and I am sure he won't be lacking in favorites, since he can afford just about any. The only things that are known about his personal life are that he is married and that the union has produced one child. Although he inherited the company from his father, it's good to know that he has been invested in it since he was a child. Next, we have the virtual reality king, Palmer Luckey. The 30-year-old self-made billionaire founded the virtual reality company Oculus VR in 2012. He attended California State University Long Beach before he eventually dropped out to find greener pastures, and he sure did. While still in school, he worked as a part-time engineer in the mixed reality lab at the Institute for Creative Technologies at the University of Southern California. He was a member of the design team for affordable virtual reality systems for BraveMind, a project of the U.S. Army Research Laboratory to assist veterans with PTSD. He made a hefty load of money when he sold the company to Facebook in 2014 for a whopping $2 billion in cash and stock. After the sale of the company, he left Facebook to pursue the next big thing for him. He went ahead to found a defense startup, Anduril. The company's business plan calls for supplying the Department of Defense with technology, such as robotics and artificial intelligence, that Silicon Valley companies have shunned because of their contentious military applications. In February 2022, Luckey announced that Anduril had been awarded a $1 billion contract to direct SOCOM's Special Operations Command's counter-unmanned systems work. The American billionaire ranked number 22 on the 2016 Forbes list of America's richest entrepreneurs under 40 and currently ranks at number 1,725 on the 2023 Forbes list of billionaires. Lastly, we have a Norwegian shareholder, Gustav Manjar-Witze. The 30-year-old's rise to riches is a very strategic one, orchestrated by his father. He inherited a portion of his father's company for inheritance tax purposes. His father made this move when he was 18 years old, and this made him one of the richest kids on the planet. Gustav Sr. made Gustav Jr. the main stakeholder of his company, SalMar, in 2013. The company is one of the largest producers of farmed salmon in the world, and the 30-year-old isn't just a figurehead in the company. He is involved in the family's business. Unlike some of his peers, he actually worked as a milker at SalMar's fish farms in Freya, which shows his interest and his willingness to be involved. The company is said to be involved in mostly activities around fishing. They are involved in marine phase farming, brood fish and smolt production, and the processing and sale of farmed salmon. The company is located in Norway and has over 100 licenses for the production of Atlantic salmon in the country. The company distributes farmed salmon across different nations in Asia, the United States, Canada, the Russian Federation, and Norway. It also owns 50% of Norskott Havbruk, which operates fish farms such as Scottish Sea Farm Farms, which is the UK's second-largest salmon farmer. Although Gustav Sr. still runs the company, the Norwegian young billionaire has decided not to depend on his inheritance, or rather he is trying to expand it by investing in a tech startup and also investing in properties. He was once employed by MGM Property and has financial interests in both Gopi and Key Butler. I am sure he has a clear understanding of how finances and business work since he is invested in family affairs. His entry into the Forbes Billionaires list occurred when he was just 19 years old, when he was given 47% of his father's company. The young man has a clear understanding of how business works, as it has been revealed that he doesn't see the company as his and believes it is still his father's. He also believes that getting to the position of boss isn't child's play, as there are many things at stake, like people's means of livelihood, etc. He believes the person who is most suitable to be the boss should actually get it, irrespective of whether he is the one or not. He currently ranks number 1018 on the Forbes list of billionaires and number 10 among the youngest billionaires in the world. Compared to his net worth as of 2016, his current net worth has seen a drop to the tune of $1.2 billion. But with all his investments, it might get a boost very soon. His net worth is currently $3.1 billion. The billionaire is also known to be a model and a fitness enthusiast. He is said to work out 9 times a week. Well, it isn't only his body that is attractive, he also has a good heart, as he sometimes extends help to the less fortunate. One of the initiatives by the organization he owns made sure that more than 4,000 children in Uganda would receive access to sanitary facilities and clean water as a result of the organization. There you have it, the youngest fraction of the billionaires in the world. I'm sure you enjoyed this video. If you want to stay entertained, click on one of the cards on the screen to explore more exciting videos.